We will go live. I think we're live. Okay. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another one of our weekly career classes. My name is Aditi, and I'll be the host for today's live session. Just want to say that I'm thrilled to have you all here today, and that we have an exciting session lined up for you. So for today's career class, we'll be talking about making a career in mass media and if mass media is a good career choice for you. And for that, we have joining us today as an expert speaker, uh, Shweta Bhandral, ma'am. I would just like to introduce her first. She has an extensive experience in the news industry, be it print, broadcast, and digital, for over 2 decades. She has played a key role in building a visual journalism vertical for Dainik Bhaskar. She carries an experience of over 6 years in the career counseling industry and has personally guided 300 plus students in building their careers. Welcome and thank you, ma'am, for joining us today.
Thank you, Aditi. Thanks for having me.
Okay. So before we start, we want this to be an interactive session. So please don't hesitate to use the live chat to ask your questions or share your thoughts. So let's dive right into our topic for today. Ma'am, you can take over.
Thank you so much. So hi, as everybody can see it here, that this is a session which is about mass media and figuring out whether it's a good choice, career choice for you or not. So we will move ahead, and this is what we are going to cover. The topics of discussion are going to be reasons for choosing a career, understanding the field of mass communication, careers in mass media, and the work and courses available that are there in terms of colleges and courses what are available. And I'll also give you some very interesting books and movies to look to kind of watch, because so that you can get a better understanding of what the field has to offer. As we move ahead, let's first talk about what does it take? How do you know whether you should pick this up as a field, whether you should start building your career in this field, the entire field of mass media? And it's a big cluster. It begins from from journalism to films to ad to everything. Everything is part of it. So the first step that you take normally is you do a SWOT analysis of yourself, where the whole idea is to figure out your ikigai. Basically your passion, your mission, and everything goes into one. What are the skills that you have? What is it that you want from this profession? What is your main goal? So there are some people who actually follow a career or a career path or build their career for the sake of passion. There are others who actually do it because that they believe in those skills that they have in themselves. And there is another group of people who pursue a career or who build a career for very simple reason of earning money. And all these reasons are absolutely fine. So there is no, it should not be that you can only build career if you're passionate about it, that field, or, that particular, cluster. But you can build your career in it for various reasons. So find out that reason, find out your strengths first, find out your weaknesses, write them on a piece of paper, divide it into 4, write your strengths, write your weaknesses, write the opportunities that are there. Say, for example, if we're talking about mass media, what are the opportunities in the field today? And how your skills and your strengths match to those opportunities. Then you write your threats as well. Now, what are threats? Threats could be how many years can you study? Threats could be maybe your need to start working very early in life. Maybe your need to maybe something like you can't pursue a very expensive course. So are these some threats that are there that you have? So figure those out. Maybe the course that you want to do is in totally different state, and you are living in some other state, and you are not really comfortable with the idea of leaving your place and going somewhere else. So that could be another threat. So look at it that way and find your ikigai. Now, what are when we are talking about strengths and when we are talking about opportunities, this specifically this field in terms of mass media has got a lot to do not only with your aptitude, which is basically your innate abilities in terms of say your numerical aptitude or your verbal aptitude, understanding language comprehension and all that is verbal aptitude. Numerical aptitude is obviously all about numbers. Mechanical aptitude is about machines. Spatial is your understanding of design and figures. And reasoning is one of the most critical aptitude for almost all careers. But in very specifically, when we talk about mass media, it's not, it's a very beautiful balance of aptitude plus your personality and your interest. Interest basically, what is the area, what kind of people, what kind of scenarios would you like to work in or work with, So I have listed out a few things here, which is a mix of your, personality and interest and your aptitude. So if your reasoning aptitude is really good, you are a critical thinker, you are a free thinker, you actually analyze everything before thinking, before actually saying it. That's your reasoning aptitude. You have a good spatial aptitude, means you're slightly, or if you have, basic spatial aptitude also, that means you're slightly creative. So if you're creative, then this is a field for you. Investigative, fantastic. This is a field for you. Interpersonal orientation needs to be really strong, because you need to be in almost every, every field that mass media has to offer. There is a lot of interaction with a lot of people that you have to do. Though there are some jobs and certain specific jobs where you will not need to interact so much, but eventually, because it's called mass media and you can guess it, yes, it's about a lot of interaction, because you need to also get a lot of insights. Whether you're a journalist, whether you're an advertising guy, whether you're a film guy, whether you are into PR, whether you are into corporate communication, all these fields will require you to have this interpersonal orientation. You need to be tough if you want to be in certain fields, because it takes some of these fields where you would want to build your career will take time to turn around, will take time to maybe for you to earn that much money that you would want to earn. So, and you need to be social, imaginative, experimental, yeah, strong, calm, and resilient at the same time. So these are few, I would say, traits that if a person has, you can pick up any field in mass media, and you can follow this as a career path, and you can build this as a career. Before we move ahead, I'm going to play this video. It's a little long, like a 2-minute point something video. I would want you to have a look at it, and then quickly, as you are looking at it, keep writing in the chat box as to what are the career fields that you can identify, So I'm going to play this, and you can start writing in your chat boxes. And Aditi will keep telling us in terms of, in the end, once the video is done, Aditi will tell us what are the answers that we got in terms of career fields. I would want to know what all could you identify.
Yes.
Hello and welcome to the show.
अरे क्या कर रहे हो? ग्राउंड क्यों खराब कर रहे हो? तो क्या हुआ? आज आखिरी मैच थोड़ी ना था।
तो आप ये कोचिंग क्यों छोड़ रहे हैं? जा रहे हैं तो कल जीत भी तो सकते हैं।
प्रैक्टिस 5:30 बजे।
हार को हराने में अगर दाग लग जाए तो दाग अच्छे हैं.
गुलशन ग्रोवर जी को वहां क्यों खड़ा रखा है आपने? जैसी जी नमस्ते, रीता जी नमस्ते, शर्मा जी नमस्ते, अर्चना जी नमस्ते.
ये क्या कर रही हो?
बेल आइकन दबा दिए हम इनका. बस काफी है, इतना ही चाहिए था.
बस
YouTube वाला काम तो यही अच्छा लगता है.
Oh, thanks. The guy you see here has 200 million followers and he doesn't speak. But guess what? For the first time ever, he's going to speak in this video and I'm going to tell you his incredible story.
They're planning a massive attack. और उनका टारगेट है इंडिया.
एक ऐसा अटैक जो हिंदुस्तान ने कभी सोचा भी नहीं होगा. ये नेगोशिएशन नहीं, अल्टीमेटम है. And your time starts now.
The slow erosion of freedoms here, the crackdown on dissent. A year ago, the government put me on short-term visas.
Sarah Rainsford поедет домой.
Then I became the news.
But they refuse to even engage with the fact that I've been labelled a national security threat.
A while back, the attack comes 2 days after a bridge linking Russia with occupied Crimea was damaged. Russian President Vladimir Putin has accused Ukraine of the attack on the bridge, saying that it was an act of terrorism.
Crazy, 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 and crazy. So if they want to call you crazy, fine. Show them what crazy can do.
कुर्सी की पेटी बांध लीजिए क्योंकि मौसम बिगड़ने वाला है.
So, all right. Do we have some answers, Aditi?
We do have one which says, Anushi says that I identify career as a sports coach and news reporter.
Fantastic. So sports coach and a news reporter. Though sports coach has got nothing to do with mass media, but yes, a news reporter does have a lot to do with mass media. So we will talk about, there were a lot of careers here in terms of from being an actor to being a director to a script writer to a copywriter, and they are different, all of them, to being a creative director, to definitely an anchor who's hosting the news bulletin, to a news reporter who was reporting from somewhere. And obviously there is a bit of graphic that you saw, so a graphic designer as well. So mass media does have opportunities for a lot of people in a lot of categories, and we will look at some of them. For a few, we will go in detail. For the rest of them, I'll just tell you what are the opportunities, and we'll keep moving ahead. So the first one, because you identified the reporter, journalism is one of the, when you say mass media, a lot of people think that you want to become, a journalist, and that's the way forward. So if you are getting into a bachelor's course in mass media and you want to pursue journalism ahead, so you can be today you can be a digital/print reporter, or / a TV reporter, a camera person or a photographer. Now, a camera person or a photographer these days, why am I saying camera person? Because there used to be a time when only you could see camera men, but that has completely changed over the last few years. And there are a lot of, girls pursuing camera and photography for news and for even films. So there are cinematographers who are really doing pretty well. As a TV reporter, you need to be on the field, covering the event, sometimes live, sometimes doing ground reports. You would have seen a lot of ground reports coming in from the areas where we've recently seen a lot of floods, etc. So those reporters, they go there, they do stories after a calamity or anything, or you must have seen political reporters standing and talking from the parliament, outside the parliament, about what is happening. And now you will see elections and you will see a lot of this kind of reporting happening all over again. Digital and print reporter, where this is, and when you combine digital, print and TV, there is, I have written another text here, which you can see says multimedia journalist. Basically, this means that someone who can actually write an article, shoot a video, and even to an extent, sometimes even edit, a video. So that person is called a multimedia journalist today. Basically, a complete journalist, I would say, somebody who owns the story that that person is doing. So reporting obviously is by far the most strong, career choice that people make in journalism. There are other choices and other fields and other options also that you can pursue in journalism. Say, for example, a news producer / editors, programmers, producers, or people on the copy desk. Now, these are people who are writing the news that is coming in from various sources. There are news agencies who are sending you news. There are your reporters who are sending you. So in a broadcast station, you will see there are news producers who are actually creating that half-an-hour show for you every day. There are programmers. You see a different kind of programming over the weekend. So those are programmers, those are producers. And there are copy desk people who are actually checking every word that's been written on the TV screen or in the script while, you see a lot of programming there. Graphic designers and video editors is another category. News anchors, again, these are straight up presenters that you see. So now news anchors are also journalists. They could be, there could be people who have been reporting. Say, for example, if you see examples like Arnab Goswami or Rajdeep Sardesai, they've all been reporters earlier, and now they are they come on screen as news anchors or host of the shows. Then there are few specialized careers in this field: library managers, feed managers, broadcast control room operators. And these are the broadcast control room operators are trained in satellite operations. There are sound engineers. So you do sound engineering as a as a background course, and probably not mass media per se. So then there are guest coordinators, researchers, especially in business journalism. There are a lot of researchers who are MBAs, and then they are working as, they're researching on companies and markets, etc. As we go ahead, in case you have
Ma'am,
any
sorry
question.
to interrupt. Yeah, we do have one question from Priyanka. She wants to ask, what does a sound engineer do?
So sound engineer basically manages all. So like I'm speaking right now. So if you would see a debate show, there are lots of people speaking at the same time. There is a big sound console. He manages everybody's audio. Then there are also some of them who are more skilled, also create those musics that you hear in newsrooms. While there is a sting that's going on, like you heard just now, the Yashraj thing that came in with a bang, all that music is created. They are managing audio from everywhere, every center that is coming. So their work, like you see this person, the graphic designer, video editor person with a console. So sound engineer has a similar big console in front of him, and he's managing everybody's audio. Kiska audio abhi upar jayega, kiska niche aayega, kiski आवाज सुनानी है, किसकी नहीं सुनानी, is all what he does live. And on the back end stuff, there are a few who are really skilled in terms of understanding of the understanding of music as well. So they end up even creating some tiny pieces of music for specifically news usage of in a news show. Yeah. Any other question do we have?
Yeah, we have another question. Ma'am, can I pursue a career in mass media if I've taken up science in class 12?
Absolutely. So we'll go ahead. As we go ahead, you will see what you need. And this is mass media, to begin with, is a neutral field. So anybody can pursue a career in mass media, even if you've taken science in 11th, 12th. In fact, I would say even if you've done your engineering, 4 years का engineering का course करने के बाद भी लगता है that you want to become a journalist, or you want to start writing, or you want to make a career in digital journalism as because you love writing, or you love shooting, or you are great with creating content for social media, you can definitely switch to this career. So the field is open to take in a lot of people because it is all about experimenting.
Okay.
All right. So there are few new, extremely new, I would say expertise-driven fields evolving in journalism very specifically. And as we are in this era of a lot of misinformation and disinformation, fact checkers are really in demand. So if you have the skill to check the piece of news that you have, so and there are tools to do that. There is obviously lots of stuff that is there to learn. So if you become a fact checker, every news network today has a fact checking desk, and they employ fact checkers separately. Then the other thing, if you want to be a reporter, if you want to work on desk and curate articles, etc., a data journalist is in demand. So somebody who can crunch those complex numbers and put them out as engaging data and story, and have that impact on people. And the third, which is recently developing and is taking shape, is solutions journalism, which is basically building stories which are 360-degree, which are not only telling you about the problem, but actually telling you about solutions with insights and facts and everything to execute those solutions. So these are a few new fields that are evolving. Fact checker, I would say, has evolved to a lot of extent. Data journalists are still, it's still new. People are learning it. Solutions journalism has just come up. Moving on to content creation. So we were talking about journalism. Now it's content creation. How are the two different? Journalism is more about reporting. It's more about news, facts, ghatnaएं, durghatnaएं, and all that. Whereas content creation could be a little bit of entertainment also as part of it. So you can be a content writer. So if for example, you could be a feature content writer. You could, if you're really great at writing tech content, there would be a demand. If you're really good at writing auto content, like you review things which are you review books, so that's you can develop yourself as a reviewer. You are good at research on certain things, so you can start creating content. Every content that you see, a lot of content on Instagram, a lot of content on YouTube is research based. तो आपको थोड़ा कोई अगर उसमें interest है, so that is what you can do. Ghost writing. If you don't want, you love writing, but you don't want to kind of be in front of anybody, you can write for somebody else, and your name will not be there. So that's called ghost writing. YouTubers. You can become a YouTuber, you can become an SMS, social media influencer, and this is by creating compelling stories, vlogging, sharing your experiences, analyzing different news events. All this can be done, as a content creator. What you need to know and understand to become a content creator is that you need to tap into trends. What is trending right now is what makes your channel or makes your platform do better. Freelance correspondent. So for example, this is a person who is not, it's very simple, somebody who's not employed only to one organization. This way you can actually work for several organizations and you manage your own time. You can write, you can shoot, you whatever skills that you have, you can use them. You can have your own platform. That way you can be a freelance correspondent. Moving ahead. Yeah.
Ma'am, we do have one question. Beast Mode asks, which app or website is used by journalists to collect news?
So there is, okay, so it's not an app or a website that is used by journalists. The news comes in from everywhere. One is you have your own network. As you start journalism as a career, you slowly, and when you become a reporter, you slowly and gradually create your own network. So a political journalist will start meeting people in political parties. They'll start meeting the public relation officers there. They'll start meeting, their secretaries, etc., etc., so that they have contact. They will start going to those places. And then those people will start sending them news. So that is one. Networking, which is the old, most reliable format, because with that, you are getting the information directly from where you actually want it from. Two, there are agencies. Okay, So news agencies, Reuters, AFP, PTI, all these are news agencies. Okay, their job is they have lots of reporters and informers and people across the nations, and those people are feeding in news to these agencies, and these in agencies ka subscription news channels or report ke paas hota hai, to unke through news aati hai. So if say for example, if news agency has flagged something and the reporter doesn't know it, so there's always somebody in the office which is called the input editor, or a desk which is following these agencies, which informs the reporter ki aisa ho gaya hai falane jagah pe, and then the reporter rushes to that location. Yeah. And then there is obviously now third thing, which is social media. A lot of each one of you actually with social media, all of us have become publishers. Yeah. And a lot of people are publishing a lot of stuff that is happening in their local areas. So that is how, when there are local area influencers that reporters follow. There is obviously X, the Twitter platform that we have, which is known for news. There are other such platforms where people keep writing something or keep sharing their videos. A lot of people now share their videos directly to these news organizations also, since they all have their WhatsApp, WhatsApp numbers, and they keep track of those WhatsApp numbers. The input team, the assignment team, or the input team takes care of everything that is coming in. So input is everything coming in, and output is everything that you see on the screen, or you see on the paper, or you see on the website. Yeah. So that's how there are two major teams in all your journalism, this thing. Do we have any other question?
Yes, ma'am, we do. So Anushi asks, is technical writing different from content writing, and what's the educational requirement for the same?
So technical writing is not different from content writing. Content writing is the umbrella. Then you can be technical, you can do technical writing, you can do you can do auto, you can be a specialist in auto. So technical writing से मतलब ये था कि आप tech के बारे में लिख रहे हैं, technology के बारे में लिख रहे हैं. Now to be a to write about technology, you either need to be really good at understanding technology, उसमें बहुत तगड़ा interest होना चाहिए, या हो सकता है आपका background ऐसा हो. Say for example, if you're a B.Tech, and you really understand what's going around you, but you like to write also. So you could be writing, about whatever changes are happening in terms of technology, what is happening with AI, what are these tools doing, is AI going to be the future? So, okay, who's running the AI systems? Do you need to learn AI? What all can you do with AI? So if somebody is writing like that, that person becomes a technical writer, or a writer who's writing about technology. So there is nothing called a technical writer in the sense that somebody is not technically a writer and somebody is technically a content creator. No. So content creation, everything is content. Even journalism is content creation. Everything is content if you see it like that. Yeah. But a content writer basically is somebody, any kind of content. So somebody who's writing that is a content writer. A content creator is somebody who's even writing, creating in terms of agar video bana raha hai to video, blog bana raha hai to blog, even audio content say for that matter. Jaise hum radio ki ab baat kar rahe hain, and I'm talking about radio producers, radio jockey, VO artists, and even podcasters. So these are all voice content people, but they are content creators. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we move ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we are at radio. So in radio, you obviously have a RJ that we all know, जिसकी आवाज हम सुनते हैं, जिससे हम बातचीत भी कर रहे होते हैं कई बार. So he's the host of the talk show on the radio. There is a radio producer behind him. Here also, this radio producer could be a sound engineer as well, because he's managing a lot of audio. He's managing the songs, right. He's managing people who are calling in, he's managing the RJ's voice, and if there are some guests in the studio, he's managing all that. So this radio producer is somebody who's in charge, like the TV producer. He's making a rundown kind of a thing. He's whatever in that half an hour, whatever you're going to hear is what he's designing. Yeah. Then there are voiceover artists who dub and who give their voice to various programs and documentaries, whether in English, Hindi, or any other language that is there. So you see a lot of shows on Discovery, which are obviously in English, but are dubbed in various other languages. So this is a dubbing artist or a voiceover artist work. There are technical career options also in radio. Like I said, sound engineer. There are also jingle and promo producers and social media managers. Now, in every platform you will see, so whether it's radio, whether it's broadcast, whether it's print, whether it's journalism, you have a social media manager everywhere. A team that manages social media for the kind of content that's been produced by any of the organizations. Yeah. Moving ahead. Now we are talking
Ma'am,
about...
we do have one more question.
Okay. Yeah.
It says we have AI reporters as well nowadays. So does that mean that the job of news reporters is in danger?
I wouldn't say that. And we don't have AI reporters, abhi tak. We have only AI presenters. Yeah. So there are some experiments that are happening with people making AI bots reading the news. So reading is easy because that's what AI can do, but AI cannot be physically present at some location as a reporter and give live from there. Yeah. So as a news reporter, you still stand strong. Yeah. And even as a news reader, I would say, till now, so that AI bot is not debating.
Right.
Yeah. That AI bot is only giving you weather information or something that is in front of them to read, because that is what they can do as of now. Aage kya hoga, technology change, neither do you know, nor do I. But yeah, there is a constant struggle with technology that each one of us need to do. And we need to learn, and we need to make technology, not use us, but we use it. So that is, agar usko karenge, so AI has actually solved a lot of problems for, lot of stations and lot of broadcasters and lot of people जिनके साथ बहुत छोटे-छोटे काम हैं जो पहले नहीं हो पाते थे, अब वो AI की मदद से जल्दी हो पाते हैं. तो use कैसे करना है टेक्नोलॉजी का, that is the trick here. Moving on to television and OTT. When we say television and OTT, it's a different ballgame altogether. We saw in the video clip that we were watching, and there was a clip of Kapil Sharma show. So television majorly, we know about KBC, we know about, there are other Khatron Ke Khiladi, and all these shows are big ticket shows, and they have huge teams that are creating these shows. And then they are shot beforehand, they are edited, like now you will, and for those shows, they give those shows to production houses. So there are production houses like Balaji, Endemol, Prime Focus, the names that are written here, who actually produce these serials or series or shows, or, that's their job. They have they have the equipment, the team, everybody, the producers, the line managers, everybody there. Then these shows are sent to the broadcaster or the OTT platforms, say Sony, Z, etc., etc. There they are looked by the executive producers or the programming heads. And they have a team who looks into these shows. Basically they only do, their job is to design what is going to be there on their channel, give it to the production house to make it. When it comes back from the production house, they do a QC, like a quality check, कि जो हमें चाहिए था वो आया कि नहीं आया. Then there are promo producers that they have who cut out 30 seconds or 1 minute reels kind of stuff to promote those shows. जो आपको दिखते हैं promos, and then on the basis of that promo, you अच्छा ये आएगा यार इसमें, so that is what we are going to watch. So whether on YouTube or on on your OTT platforms or on television. So there are broadcast controllers also. These are mostly engineers. जो master control room होता है वहाँ पे काम करते हैं. Then obviously, as I said, there are social media managers. Now television, OTT, and all the broadcasters and everybody else, they also have a marketing team. Yeah. So each organization has a marketing team which works with a lot of data analysts these days. So there are opportunities for data analysts also to work in media. There are opportunities for obviously, marketing experts and sales experts also, because these shows are sold. So sales and marketing is also a big, media sales and marketing is a big thing nowadays. Every film is sold, every serial is sold, every, series is sold. Moving ahead to advertising. Okay, so we did journalism, radio, television, OTT, and now we are on advertising. Three major creative, I would say, side of advertising is creative director, art director, copywriter. So a copywriter here is different from somebody who's on the copy desk in the news. So that person is dealing with fact, that person is dealing with the story that is happening right now. So he's writing news stories. The copywriter here is a little more creative because we see the surf ad, we see the Nike ad, if you remember. So look at the way the copy is written. You know, they are writing that copy, visualizing it completely and writing it accordingly in terms of, okay, this is the visual that I'm going to shoot. Whereas in news, it's ulta. This has happened. That is how we will write it. Here, the copywriter writes it first and imagines it here and writes it, and then it's shot. Okay? So art director basically is responsible for the visual styling of the whole campaign. The creative director leads the creative team. He's the one who's, who looks at the copy, who looks at the artist, who looks at the designer. Is everything falling in place or not? So advertising companies are big companies. These are not the only three job profiles there. There are a lot more job profiles. There's media buying, which is a very big part, and mostly MBAs are recruited here. There is PR and client servicing that advertising agencies are into. They have divisions. There are research and marketing divisions. Their research divisions are extremely strong because they do a lot of surveys to get those insights to create those ads. Ads are not just created in a copywriter's mind or in a creative director's mind. You know, it's not like, acha mujhe story yaad hai, maine likh di. No, they are created on the basis of lots of insights. The companies, they go out, they speak to a lot of people, they do surveys, then they kind of create that ad. There are marketing specialists, that are data analysts, client managers, social media managers again, and these are professionals who are mostly either BBA, Masters in Advertising, or MBAs, So it's not only that you do a BMM or a BJMC or, or have studied arts or have studied humanities. It's everything, anything. So that's how it becomes a neutral field. The only thing probably that you really, really need in this field is a somewhat fire in the belly to actually do a lot of creative work. Yeah. So then we come to filmmaking, which is another big field, and there are a lot of opportunities here. Documentary filmmakers are more realistic. They actually are right, something that news reporter cannot do. So they make half an hour stuff on a lot of problems and issues that are there. Then there are producers and directors. I've written some directors named in front of you. You know a lot of directors yourself if you're into films. So these are people who are producing and making films. There are script writers or screenwriters. These are people who actually adapt a story. Say, for example, this is a story. There's a story writer. So somebody has written a story. He's a story writer who's also part of this field again. But story can be written by anybody. So like Chetan Bhagat is an engineer and he writes stories, So, but to put his stories into a movie, that will require another person who will write that story as per how it will be viewed on the screen. So that person is called a screenwriter or a script writer. And with a script writer, then there is another person who works as dialogue writers. Now, these are different people. Okay. Why are they different people? Because they have extremely good sense of dialogues and writing them. They can give those punches, So like Javed Akhtar, fantastic dialogue writer. So these are the examples that you have in front of you. Again, there are marketing specialists, social media managers, there are secretaries and agents who are into this. There's another whole gamut of people. Say there are casting directors nowadays who are actually picking up people who will be casted in various roles other than the hero and the heroine. The rest of the cast has become really important, especially with lots of OTT platforms coming in with the amazing series that you see. So they hire, these are casting directors who actually take auditions, There are companies that that are now called casting companies, and that is where they work. So highly specialized career options are also there. Cinematographer is one of them, which is camera. Production controllers or production engineers or production, jinko hum bolte hain ki somebody who's who actually looks after the entire design and logistics of the entire production that is happening there. You see the first picture here. This is like somebody who's taking care of the entire setup, from camera to lighting to how the set will look, the costumes, everything. So that person is a production designer and a production controller. Yeah, there are other careers like choreographer, singer, sound engineers here, musicians, background score artists, costume designers, film editors, VFX specialists, etc., etc. So these are a lot, of course, actors. So there are a lot of courses that are available for each of these. Last but not the least is corporate communication. Majorly 3 divisions: PR, public relation, corporate communication division inside an organizations. I'll give you an example of, say, HUL. So HUL would have a corporate communication department, which might have, say, about 3 or 4 people in it, because they, for all the events and their publicity, they would have a PR agency, which is public relation agency, the agency who will deal with all the media houses, send invites, arrange the event, also connect with all the media people, connect with all the influencers to be part of that event. Then there is a communication strategist written here, which is a totally different thing. So though it is related to communication, but it is related to brand communication. How will my brand pan around? How will my brand look? It's like, this is more of a marketing driven thing. So here again, if you do, say, BMM and you do MBA after this, you become you can become a fantastic communication strategist. Somebody who's strategizing the placement of the brand, the look and feel of the brand, who's the brand positioning, etc. Yeah. So what is the experience that people will get in terms of brand? Aditi, do we have any questions?
Ma'am, we do have one question. It is, what is the procedure if a sensible issue or issues related image or video is with me, and how it will be published in news and verified? Does there is any law involved in this?
Okay, so as I understand the question, if you have something which is sensitive, if you have something which you think is newsworthy, but you are not sure whether it's true or not, you should share it with there are a lot of, again, as I said, fact checking. So there are a lot of organizations that are into fact checking. Okay. Alt News, Boom, Quint, there are Factly, News Laundry, even India Today. All of them have their fact-checking wings, and Alt News, Boom Live are specialists in fact-checking. So they all have their WhatsApp numbers you can send, or they all have their apps where you can upload this video and request for a fact check. Okay. And they will give you a fact check of it, or you can share it with somebody in with the input desk in the news organizations. How will you get to know about the input desk? So every news organization has a number. So you call on that number and ask for the assignment desk. Yeah, or ask for the input desk. And then you will be given to the, you will be forwarded to the input desk where you can share these details and share the thing. So that's how you can connect to a media organization. Yeah. Now coming down to subject combination, and somebody asked whether, whether if I have sciences, yes, you can do. As I said, it's a neutral field, but yet there are certain subjects, if you have interest in those, can really help you. Now, not all of the ones that I have marked here, but even if you have some of them, it will expertise in some of them, it will, or interest in some of them, it will help you evolve as a journalist really well. So English and Hindi, or any other regional language if you want to be a regional journalist. Economics, because a lot of stories are, and every story has an economy, has some economy related to it, some kind of, there there are ghotalas, there is corruption. So a lot of it is related to money and economy, and your understanding of what's happening and why will help you here. Political science, definitely for understanding of politics and understanding how we operate and how different nations operate. Understanding of your constitution, your rights and your duties, etc. Psychology, you understand with psychology, say for example, in the field of advertising, it really helps. As a journalist, as a reporter, it really helps to understand the other party, to empathize with whatever has happened. Environmental science, climate journalism is one big thing that's coming up as a solutions journalism field. And that way you can really kind of, if you are into environmental sciences, it will really help. Art, photography, graphics, interest in any of these will definitely help you be more creative. Interest in music, theater, dance, technology will definitely give you an upper hand in terms of, producing content that is beautifully done. And as I said, fire in the belly to create content, to tell a story with a little stronger value system in place. Yeah. Now we get on to courses and colleges. There are lots of bachelor's courses available and there are lots of master's courses available. This is not a full list of colleges that you see here, but it's pretty exhaustive in that sense. Most of them, I would say, are, the ones who are here. Obviously, Delhi University, Mumbai University, Jamia, they all offer Amity, Asian AAFT, they all offer bachelor level courses as well. But XIC, FTII, NST, NID does offer bachelor level as well. IIMC, MICA, they are all master's level courses. And there's, say, for example, as I said, that you can do BJMC, you can do digital media and design, you can do BA in journalism, you can do BMM, you can even do BBA, or you can even be an economics graduate and give IIMC and do PG diploma in mass media in any of the fields that you want to. If you've done, say, for example, BJMC or BMM, you could give CAT and do marketing and advertising as a specialization from MICA. So these are your fields. There are also lots of vocational courses that are available. So say, for example, if you want to try your hand and you are not really sure, you can get into a BWalk in journalism or BWalk in mass media and do that course for, a year and see how it is panning out. If you like it, do it for 2 years. You will get an advanced diploma. If you really like it, finish it and do your master's as well, or while you are doing any of these courses, especially in bachelor's degree, there are lots of internship opportunities available. So do as many internships as possible, because sometimes, and most of the times this will happen, that after your BMM or a bachelor's degree or a BA in journalism or BJMC or whatever course that you are in, they're different names, but finally the same course. You will get opportunities on the basis of the internships that you have done, on the basis of how you've built your profile. Yeah. On the sidelines, keep writing, keep sharpening your skills in terms of whatever skills that you have identified. So if you're really good at shooting, build a portfolio. If you're really good at writing, build a portfolio or start a blog, write, be visible. Yeah. So the more visible you are, the more stuff you have to show when you are getting into a organization with your portfolio and saying, this is what all I have done. There are more chances of you landing up a job immediately after graduation. For those who want to do post-graduation, all these at least the top, top 5, 6, 7 institutes that you see here are top of the class master's courses are there, which are extremely experiential courses for that matter, not much of written text, I would say. Yeah, not much of theory. So these are the courses. Now, last but not the least, to know more about this field, to understand this field a little more, there are some movies that I have listed here. So in Bollywood, there is New Delhi Times, one of the old movies. but fantastically done. Page 3, Pipli Live, Run. These are all journalism-based movies. Hollywood may broadcast news, All the President's Men. Good Morning Vietnam is a radio-driven, podcast-driven, radio actually more. The Post, Spotlight, these are Mad Men. These are all art and copy. This is advertising. You know, Lemonade, this is advertising. So these are various movies that will give you a fair idea of how the industry, how the mass media, the field of mass media operates. And it's a constantly changing field. So thank you a lot for listening. If there are more questions, I'll take them.
Yeah, ma'am, we do have one question is, I think we've already answered that. What if I've taken science in 12th and completed 2 years of my engineering? Even after that, can I pursue mass media courses? And will there be any lateral entry?
So lateral entry is not from engineering to mass media. Yeah. So if you've pursued 2 years of engineering, I would say finish your engineering, and then you can, and on the sidelines, if you like writing, if you like, shooting, etc., start building your portfolio, start doing some work, start interning with little organizations who can give you work from home kind of stuff for writing and for other things. And you can then, after your engineering, get into this field for sure.
Okay. Related to shooting and creating videos, we do have another question. Priyanka says, I love creating videos, but just creating videos, is it enough to make a career and be like successful?
So Priyanka, it totally depends on what kind of videos you are creating. So there, as I said, there is one person who's called content creator. So if you figured out, Acha, I love creating videos. What are the kind of videos that I'm creating? Are my videos really performing well on the platform that I'm putting them on? If, say, for example, I'm somebody who really likes shopping, okay? And I go out and start making shopping videos wherever I go, okay? And I start putting them on my Instagram or on my YouTube, etc. And people start to watch them. So I will start, and I gain, say 2 million followers, etc. I will start earning. So that is one way. Shooting is a skill. Making videos is a skill. Now that skill is usable in entire field anywhere. Say, for example, if you want to be a journalist, as I said, multimedia journalist ko shooting aati hai, fantastic. Most of your journalism today is shifting to mobile. They're shooting from mobile, they're editing on mobile, and they're uploading from mobile. Okay. So everything is on the app and they're uploading and doing stuff. Then there is films and advertising. There are films today that are being shot on iPhone. Yeah. So what are you interested in? Just shooting videos? What kind of videos? That's important. Yeah.
Yes. I think that it's very important to figure out what do you want to create and what you're actually interested in, even if it's just creating videos. We do have another question, and it says, I'm a shy person, but I want to be a news anchor. How can I improve or change myself?
Okay, so yeah, it's okay to be a shy person, and you can surely be a news anchor. One reason I say that is because news anchor sits alone in the news, in the studio, and reads the news. Okay. 2, you have to be a journalist for that matter. You need to pursue journalism to be a news anchor. If you do masters in journalism, that will be more helpful. One thing that you can do for yourself in terms of, you need to be really vocal and a good orator. Yeah. And also you need to have control over your pronunciation, your voice, your modulation, etc. These are skills. If you have them, it will be lovely. How can you improve them if you don't have them? Listen to a lot of interesting podcasts जहां पर आपको अच्छे साफ pronunciations सुनाई दे, तो your pronunciation should be good. Also, stand in front of the mirror every day, write a bit of piece for yourself, and say it in front of the mirror. This will help you improve the way you speak, because you'll be looking at yourself, and then every day you will speak in front of the mirror. You will see कि अच्छा मैं कैसे बोल रहा या बोल रही हूँ, and you will make improvements daily. Yeah.
Yes.
Another
I think
way you can
speaking
do
in
this.
front of the mirror really works.
Yeah. And another thing that you can do is, if you are into reading, so if you want to be a news anchor, I am assuming that you are really into news and you read or watch a lot of news. Yeah. So if you are watching a lot of news, then watching के साथ साथ आपको थोड़ी सी reading भी करनी पड़ेगी, because to go in depth into that news, you should have in-depth knowledge of what is happening around you. You need to be really, really aware. So read 1 or 2 papers in the morning, write your opinion on one or two issues, read same article from different papers or different platforms, and then write what is your opinion on it, and then say it in front of the mirror. So this will help you gain those skills of, thinking, having, having those debating points, and also being in front of camera and talking. Yeah.
Ma'am, we do have another question. It says organization for doing internship in mass media. Like, I think they're asking the organizations where they can get internships.
So there are lots of organizations, all the media houses today, they are open to giving internships. In fact, you will see that around this time around elections, you will see a lot of people asking you to, be freelancer journalists, to come and work for 3 months, and so there is also Internshala, a portal where you can actually look for internships. LinkedIn is a very good source where you can look for internships, because a lot of organizations keep posting their internship requirements there. There are certain, and you can follow these organizations on the LinkedIn, platform, and they can, you can, follow these things. So obviously, like bigger organizations, like all your media houses, like India Today, ABP, TV9, etc. They all, New Network 18, they all hire interns. And similarly, most of your Hindi, Hindi, English, print, also, and digital platforms also hire interns. Say, for example, Times, Indian Express, Scroll, everybody, so you can go in there and ask for internships. They're always, it's a process that it is there, and they take up interns. In fact, whatever colleges you are in, they will also tell you that, okay, they will give you letters to go and go around and look for internship. They will help you. I'm sure there are campus placement units at various colleges who help out in internships as well.
Yes, I think those are some great options. We do have another question. It says, with whom I can get my writings approved? मुझे मेरी writing अच्छी लगती है, but ये writer level की है कि नहीं? How can I evaluate that?
Okay, so I don't know whether you're writing in Hindi or English, so whichever language that you're writing in, and if you're liking what you're writing, the first evaluation can be done by your friend circle. Are they liking what you've written? So show it to your friends, your parents. If you have a senior cousin, what is their reaction? And ask them to be as true as possible. Okay? And then there are some competitions that keep happening. So look for those open competitions which are for writing, for creative writing, for article writing. There are people, like I remember, there are magazines, there are online platforms who do these competitions and who ask you to send in your written piece, and they will get back to you in terms of how they found it or whether it was interesting or not. So the first circle obviously is, your core circle, your inner circle, could be your friends, your family, your cousins. Show it to them. See how much interest have you generated. Where did they lose interest? Is the piece too long? Is the piece getting boring somewhere in between? Is the writing does it have too many flowery words? Is it when you're writing something? So remember, again, two things. When you're writing something, it should actually be good when you're, मतलब वो आंखों के लिए लिखते हैं हम. रीड करने में बहुत अच्छा होना चाहिए. जब रीड करते वक्त बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है उसको, when you're reading that writing, that written piece, you should feel good. And it should help you visualize certain things. Okay? That's writing for an article or a story or, or a interesting copy for ad or etc. Totally opposite to this is if you're writing for visuals. If you have visuals and you're writing a copy for those visuals, which is writing for news, that is completely different from writing like this. So that should be good to listen. तो जो आप विजुअल के लिए लिख रहे हैं वो सुनने में अच्छा लगना चाहिए, और जो आप लिखने के लिए लिख रहे हैं यानी आर्टिकल के लिए लिख रहे हैं वो पढ़ने में अच्छा लगना चाहिए. That's the difference between the two writings. So probably you can figure out where your writing is going.
I think that was a great example that you've explained it. I think we don't have any more questions as of now. So I think we can wrap up today's session. So I would like to thank you, ma'am, for sharing your expertise and like taking out the time to join us today for this live. And I hope that everyone got their answers to all your questions. But if you still have any more questions related to your career that you need to ask, or anything that is not even related to mass media, you can just scan the QR code on your screen and it will take you to our web app, and there you'll be able to see Ask Me Anything option, where you can get all your answers directly from our expert counselors. So yeah, so we've come towards the end. Before we go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button below to stay updated and never miss any of our upcoming weekly career classes and other insightful content. Have a fantastic day, and we look forward to seeing you next Saturday at 4 p.m. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you.
Yes. Have a great weekend to you too.